Let's turn to some other world news now. The CEO of TikTok has today been given a grilling in Washington by both Republicans and Democrats. This amidst concerns about the links between the popular video sharing app and the Chinese government. Well, TikTok, which is owned by the Chinese company ByteDance, is already under immense pressure across Western countries. And government officials in the US and the UK and Canada have been instructed to delete that app from their devices.
To that data. To ByteDance and TikTok.
Well, let's cross now to Dan Ives, who is a tech expert, managing director and senior equity analyst at the investment firm Wedbush Securities. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. More than 150 million users of TikTok in the United States. Do you think we're looking here at the beginning of the end of TikTok?
I think it is. I think it was a disaster today in terms of the testimony. And ultimately, I think this is really going to force either a sale, spinoff, and if they decide against that ByteDance, then I think this TikTok will be banned in the U.S. by the end of 2023.
Let's have a listen into one of the exchanges in Congress a little earlier on today. Take a listen to this.
TikTok collects nearly every data point imaginable, and the Chinese Communist Party is able to use this as a tool to manipulate America as a whole. We do not trust TikTok will ever embrace American values, values for freedom, human rights, and innovation.
We have heard important concerns about the potential for unwanted foreign access to U.S. data and potential manipulation of the TikTok U.S. ecosystem. Our approach has never been to dismiss or trivialize any of these concerns. We have addressed them with real action.
Just heard there from the CEO of TikTok. We also heard from a Republican lawmaker. I mean, is there anything that TikTok can do at this stage, you think, to alleviate these concerns, or is it too late?
Look, I think it's probably too late, but it's really about the algorithm. Can they separate that from ByteDance? That's going to be the big question. But ultimately, you know, this was a grilling you knew was going to happen, but I think the surprise was just TikTok's CEO, a lot of really unanswered questions, came out, bit of a black eye, and I feel like now it's really sort of a, you know, clock struck midnight. It's probably going to be a White House ban and a forced sale in the next 3 to 6 months.
And just listening to the questions that lawmakers put to TikTok, I mean, from their line of questioning, what were they trying to ascertain? What were they trying to establish, do you think?
Look, I think ultimately is Big Brother Beijing able to listen and see the data. I think that ultimately is the key. Now, look, they've tried to ultimately wall that data off, but that's the big concern because right now, U.S., China, that cold tech war continues to play out. And ultimately, TikTok's really become the poster child in this battle. But today, definitely a dark day for TikTok in what I would call a moment of truth.
I mean, do you think that this is really about a tussle between Washington and Beijing, or do you think there really are deep underlying security concerns about the dangers posed by TikTok?
Look, I think 50% of it is just wrong place, wrong time. TikTok's essentially caught in this tug of war between U.S., China, and this cold tech war. But then I do believe there are legitimate concerns about the data, you know, what type of sort of access that you have from Chinese, you know, officials, you know, how walled off is the data, what do the algorithms look like? And today, there just weren't enough sort of answers on that. And I think that right now, this sets the stage. I mean, this is a game of high stakes poker. And now CFIUS, which is the regulatory authority, as well as the White House, is going to come out, you know, on probably their next ruling, I'd say probably in the next 7 to 10 days.
Okay, tech expert Dan Ives, thank you very much indeed for taking the time to speak to us on France 24.